Hey everybody, it's Pendragon, and today's video is brought to you by W Energy. W Energy is a clean energy drink that has no sugar, no calories, and comes in a variety of delicious flavors, including my favorites, Beach and Peach and Dragonade. Not only does it give you no jitters and no crash, but it's chock full of vitamins and amino acids, which are great for you. Use my promo code Pendragon for 10% off your order and give it a shot today. And now that that's over with, on to the video. Hey everybody, it's Pendragon and welcome back to more Pokemon Legends ZA. Last time Pokemon Legends ZA, we became a member of Team MZ, got a cool outfit, and now we're going to be heading to the Wild Zone to catch some Pokemon, because we received our Pokédex. And while we were doing all that, we actually got invited to participate in the ZA Battle Royale, which is basically a battle royale where a lot of trainers fight each other with different ranks. You start at Z and work your way up to A, and whoever becomes the A-rank trainer actually gets a wish granted to them by some people who are very powerful here in Lumiose City. So, tying into the ZA Battle Royale, that brings us to the question of the day. Would you participate in the ZA Battle Royale? I personally would, because I think it would be a very fun time to just battle trainers, learn why they're in the Royale, what actually goes into the Royale, find out the behind the scenes work and everything. I think it'd be a fun time. Now, would it be kind of frightening just because you'd be in a battle zone and anyone can attack you at any time? Yes, but I also think it would just be a cool little way to really work with Pokemon, train with Pokemon, and just do something that's really cool. Because just imagine what kind of wish could be granted for an A-rank trainer. Maybe I'll make that a question one of these days. But let's go ahead and talk to Tawny and see what she has to say. Wherever you see that green light, it's marking the boundaries of a wild zone. They're areas where you can battle and catch the city's wild Pokemon. We keep getting more wild Pokemon in Lumiose, so wild zones were set up for them to hang out in. The different wild zones have different Pokemon living in them. Now let's get you catching some Pokemon. You'll feel better with a bigger team. And I certainly can agree with that, because just having Tepig might not be enough for this. So into the Wild Zone we go. Don't forget, if a wild Pokemon comes at you, be ready to roll and dodge its moves. And now we get to basically get the same experience as the original Pokemon Legends game, where we're going to be catching Pokemon. So looks like they're going to do an all-match tutorial here. Hey, a Fletchinder! Or is that Fletchling? That might be Fletchling. Yep, it's a Fletchling. See that little Pokemon that popped out from behind the taxi? That's a Fletchling. You should try and catch it. It's pretty relaxed, so it won't run away unless you attack it. Perfect for catching practice. And basically what this is doing is teaching us how to throw Pokeballs, and also telling us about how certain Pokemon have certain kind of natures, or I guess demeanors, because nature is actually another mechanic within the game, which allows them to raise a stat, lower a stat, or keep it neutral. Sorry about that. My allergies been getting to me lately, so my throat's getting a bit mucusy, which is kind of rough. But Fletchling is one that won't run away. There are some that are more aggressive, so I guess behaviors. So there's aggressive, there's passive, and then there's ones that just won't run away. But anyways, here we go, some Pokeballs. We obtained 10 Pokeballs to start off with. Press and hold ZR to aim a Pokeball, then let go to throw it. You can also focus on a target by pressing and holding ZL. That makes it easier to aim. And I'm going to be using that a lot because that does make it a lot easier. That also broke down that the arrows next to the Pokemon will tell you how easy it is to catch or how difficult it is. Since this is green, this is actually going to be super easy to catch. And oh, didn't quite get it. So close! Like you saw, hitting a Pokemon with a Pokeball doesn't guarantee you'll catch it. But don't worry, one more good donk with a Pokeball and I bet you'll get it. I'm certain I will. This is a tutorial for sure. Hello game? Did you crash on me? Oh, I saw the loading thing pop up. That took forever to load. But anywho, let's catch the Fletchling. Congrats, you caught a Fletchling! Pokemon you catch will join your team and battle alongside you. Gathering more Pokemon to battle with will help make you a better trainer. Next, let's see if you can handle a stronger Pokemon. That Pokemon's called Bunnelby. It's more aggressive, so if it spots you, it'll attack. But it's okay. All you gotta do is have your trusty Pokemon attack the wild one and lower its HP. And basically to lower your target The more you lower the target's HP, that was English, the better your chances of a successful catch. In fact, if you defeat target in battle, you have a brief catch window. So as it's days, you can try to catch the Pokemon where it's extremely easy. However, it's not guaranteed. So you gotta make sure that you're very careful when you're doing that catch window. Well, we'll have to make sure that too, of course, obviously. But if you keep pelting the same Pokemon Pokeballs, they get angry, then it can't be caught, so you have to try to calm it, or you'll have to defeat it. You know we got your partner Pokemon, so you can catch this wild Bunnelby. And they're just telling us we can select with left and right on the D-pad, and then press up to send it out. We can return it with down, and if we don't have Pokemon out, well, Pokemon will attack us directly, and then we can black out. So let's go ahead and try to get this Bunnelby. Almost forgot what it was called already. So you see the two arrows and how it's kind of a darker color? That actually means that's going to be harder to catch. However, it's now getting easier to catch as you saw there were more arrows and a green color. Nice! That right there is how you catch wild Pokemon. I guess it was more nice since it was multiple eyes, so correction on myself there. One more thing, crouching helps when you want to sneak up and catch Pokemon. It's harder for Pokemon to spot you if you're crouching hiding in tall grass or something. So we can press in on the left stick, so that's L3, and hide behind different objects. We can also hide in the grass, and it makes it easier for us to catch Pokemon since they won't see us. And you're itching to throw some more Pokeballs, huh? Here you go. And on top of the 10 we already had, which I think we're down to 8 now, we get another 10. If you need more, you can buy some at the Pokemon Center. You just need 5 Pokemon species to get that prize, right? Let's catch them and head to that research lab. So we're going to go ahead and do that to the best of our ability, since right now we have 3 Pokemon. And also, Bunnelby is going to be useful for what we're going to need to do with things like these rocks. So as you go through here, you can actually talk to various trainers. So there's one here who talks about potions. Do you know about potions? You should take some and use them on your Pokemon if they've gotten hurt in battle. And we get 5 potions, which basically heals 1 HP to our Pokemon and can help a lot. Using potions is a great way to help your Pokemon without visiting a Pokemon Center. Or during trainer battles. Gosh, am I turning into Gen Z? Oh, I should have made that joke. Or not Gen Z, oh my gosh, Gen Alpha. I think I am Gen Z if I'm not mistaken. I think if I do my math right. I think I'm on the border of Gen Z if I'm not mistaken. But anywho, we got a Cherry Berry there. And we can go ahead and try to catch the Scatterbug, which if we just make it faint, we'll get some XP and be able to catch it. And that's the catch window. And there we go, easily got one. So we need one more type of Pokemon. Also, they do stay at the same HP when they drop down. Luckily, they share experience here, so it's not the most important thing to keep it different. And I see a Mareep over there I want to catch. Oh, we also get a sample here. I think of these are Galettes? Yes, they are. And we get Lumiose Galettes, which can basically secure any status condition a Pokemon may have. And they can only give us one free one, or else we gotta buy them. And now we can fight these Mareeps, which are also docile, so we can just catch it, probably. Yes, we can. So that is our 5. However, we do know that there are more here. Let me go ahead and check. So there's at least 3 more, and I know what one of them is, because it's past that little area over there. Because obviously, any blocked off area is going to have something of some sorts. Also, don't be too picky about your natures when you're catching Pokemon when we check things, because you can actually change your Pokemon's nature with these items called... Oh, there's a Weedle there. Mints. But they brought those back for this, which is great. And I think Weedle should be the last one that we need if we're not counting Tepig. And there we go. So now we just need 2 more Pokemon. I know what one of them is. I think the other one only appears at night, if I'm not mistaken. And you can also find items here, which is cool. And let's keep going over here. And we can also head out now and turn this in. So let's move around here, just grab any item that we see, and make our way to this research lab. Did you already catch 5 species of Pokemon? I sure did. You did! Nice! Now just go on into the lab and claim that prize. I've got an errand to run, so I'll catch up with you after. I don't know why I'm giving her British. It should be French, right? I'll get in touch if anything comes up. It's also a very poor British accent if I'm trying. I guess for some reason my brain went France, Europe, Britain. Even though it's kind of overgeneralizing it. But let's grab this. Also, this person's talking about how they wish they could use Rock Smash, which is the move we need to smash rocks, obviously. Also, we can see what one of the Pokemon is. There's a little Pichu over there that we gotta get. And there's either something on the roof or something we gotta catch at night. Don't recall off the top of my head. Well, let's head on in and claim our prize from the lab here. Welcome to the Pokemon Research Lab. I presume you're here about the Pokédex registration prize? You've completed the 5 Pokemon challenge? Well done! Head on up to the 3rd floor. Our acting director will give you your prize, as promised. And now we can head on up there and go claim our reward. So let's go to the 3rd floor, or we can go to the 2nd floor, which I did learn the laboratory does have a use, and we'll find that out later on. That short-sighted nitwit! That stupid mayor's poured even more money into this ridiculous urban redevelopment plan? Sure, great, more Pokemon, love it, but you can't just throw them in a wild zone and call it a day. No, you've got to have scientists survey and study these things to figure out what's safe. But who can keep up with all the work when they keep adding wild zones every time I turn around? Hey, that sounds like a complication going on. But let's talk to one of my favorite characters in the game. Oh, looks like we have a visitor. You here on your lonesome? No, I'm not alone. I actually have Pokemon with me. Well, of course you're not. You have your Pokemon, huh? I'm the acting director here. Call me Mabel. And if you came all this way to see me, then I guess you must be here about the prize. Of course that's why. So let's see what you've managed to accomplish. So far you've caught... Ooh, 6 whole species, look at that! I was worried my ooh was going to turn to Pegasus from Yu-Gi-Oh! Just, ooh! You caught 5 Pokemon! Good job, Yugi boy! I've been hoping someone like you would turn up. Like, I just went right back into the dialogue there. But what do you mean? Before I get too distracted. Well, you want to know, do you? Then I'll explain the whole mess. See, for whatever reason, we've been seeing this influx of wild Pokemon within Lumio City lately. That's what led to the construction of all these wild zones, so they can live safely in the city. But I can't keep up with all the work. I couldn't even tell you what species are on the rise lately. But now you've shown up. You had what it takes to complete our challenge. Because you're clearly curious about Pokemon, and not at all just collecting them. You're just the type we need to help with our survey work. And you will help, right? Yes, or I guess. So, yes? So kind of you. Somehow I just knew you would agree. It's not like the game needs you to do this to progress or anything. Since I'm Mabel, we'll call this Mabel's Research, And starting now, I'll be sending you all kinds of research requests. Understood? Good. And we'll now receive requests from Mabel to help her with her research. So every time we go up in research levels, we get rewards, such as TMs as it says here, and you can get some really good TMs from this. In fact, I've already got some things I want you to check out for me. I'll send you the details. Sure you will. So we received new research requests from Mabel. Now that we're working together and all, I guess I could tell you I made up this whole promotion thing to trick folks into doing my research work. Doing the work earns you research points, so look at that, you've already got some. In fact, you earned enough to go from a level 1 researcher to level 2. It's a red letter day. As a reward for increasing your research level, you get an amazing prize after all. Press X to open the main menu, then check out Mabel's Research to claim your rewards from me. And we're going to do just that, to go down to the research and claim our rewards. Which is how we get Rock Smash. I forgot that can also lower defense, that's useful. And it shows us our next reward, tells us about it, and you can actually scroll down and look through all, I believe, 50? Yep, 50 of them. And you actually get a Shiny Charm, and a Master Ball, which is awesome. So now let's go ahead and head back. Complete more tasks for me and you can keep raising your research level, earning yourself even more lovely prizes. My research advances, you'll learn more about Pokemon, and we both come out winners. And that TM I just gave you, you can use it to instantly teach a Pokemon the move that's on it. TMs can be used over and over on as many Pokemon as you like too. See how nice I am? Though not every Pokemon can learn every move out there naturally. Anyway, good luck! Get out there and learn all about our new Pokemon neighbors for me. And we'll do just that. I love my scientist lady here. I don't know why, she's just one of my favorites. Probably because she's pretty. I like the blue hair. But let's head on down to the lobby and see what awaits us. As we head on out. A jacket with Team MZ's logo. I forget who this is. Oh, it's you, yeah. Would you happen to be Pendragon? That's me. So you're the new member who Tanya is so pleased to have aboard. I recognized you by the jacket. I'm the one who embroidered the logo on it. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. My name's Naveen. I'm another member of Team MZ, so we're teammates, I suppose. I see you had business in the lab, helping out with Mabel's research. I'm surprised you found anyone willing to help, but I suppose it's not a bad deal for you. After all, you'll fare better in the ZA Royale if you have your Pokemon learn a wide variety of moves. The TM's earns rewards for helping with Mabel's research will come in handy for that. Now about your outfit, it needs something. What do you think of this hat? You received a striped trilby. I guess we could put that on. It completes the look, I dig it. I like the approval. No thanks necessary. It wasn't my size. Oh, and if the jacket's not your style, feel free to change into something else anytime. And then this talks to us about changing our outfits and looks, so you can do a lot of cool stuff, like you can even change your eye color. There's contacts in the game and such. So now we go ahead and get out there. Anyway, I've gotta go. See you later. Alright, see you, Naveen. You kinda grew on me over the course of the game. Hey, you get your prize? Sure did. The first TM you got from Mabel was the one for Rock Smash, right? You ought to teach the move to Bunnelby so it can break those boulders lying around. And we're gonna do that, because Bunnelby can learn it, which is very useful. Once you've had enough boulder smashing, come on back to Hotel Z. And we'll definitely do that. And we're probably just going to head right on back. I know we can do a little bit here in Zone 1, so I'll probably do a little bit of boulder smashing just because I want that Pichu. So let's use the TM, and Bunnelby is our only Pokemon that can learn it right now. And now, for Bunnelby to use it, we don't need badges, we just go on in and smash. And sometimes these rocks have items hidden under them. So they actually add Revive, which is pretty useful. And other times, they just have secret paths and all that fun stuff behind them. So let's go ahead and smash our way through here. And it also gives your Pokemon XP, which is really cool to me. And to get to that Pichu over there, we need to actually start climbing. Also, it is starting to get dusk, so I wonder if some nighttime Pokemon will come out, or if they only come out at, like, exact night. I'm pretty sure it's just night. I'm pretty sure it's just 2 cycles. So I see a Pidgey over here, and I guess we can go ahead and catch that. That would be nice to have. I should switch Pokemon. There we go. And this is the other one that we were missing aside from Pichu, so this will be nice. I'll go ahead and try to catch it early. Nice, okay, cool. So we just need one more Pokemon here, and that is the Pichu from when we dropped down. So let's grab our item while we're here. Pearls we can sell, they're treasures. And you can actually attack some Pokemon at some distances. So there are some times where you'll be slightly above like this, and you can use special attacks from a distance so the Pokemon won't actually hit you. However, we're not quite close enough to the Pichu. Oh, wait, we were actually. I just saw the marker there. Let's go ahead and just use Ember and then try to get the jump on it. It's already at half health, so don't run away. Don't run up. Okay. I should have just thrown a ball at it. But on the bright side, the easiest way to actually come back and do this is you can fly. Oh, you can't fly yet. But you can actually leave and come back. So it will respawn over time. You can also just wait until nighttime. But there is another entrance over here we can go through. And I think there's some items around here. Oh, and I forgot. Yeah, Tawny will actually force you to go back to the hotel. So you actually have to exit, come back. And I forget if Pichu respawns right away. I don't remember the timer exactly, if I'm being honest. Let's see. I think we could just come back the next day. So we could probably just progress a little bit with the story and come back and get that Pichu, especially now that we know all the Pokemon that are there. And, of course, I did the same thing twice. Yes, I've had enough boulder smashing. I was going to wait for the Pichu to come back, but I guess I'll just go ahead and walk along. Although, I wonder if you can access a certain mechanic early. Let's see. I want to say no. I'm going to try. Oh, I didn't mean to go the wrong way. I'm sorry, Tawny, I don't have the marker on the map. Wait, yeah, I do. Never mind, I have a marker on the map. I'm just dumb. So let's go ahead and smash away here. That should get us through there. This would be a nice shortcut to get back to the Wild Zone 1 as well. And attack again. Go ahead and make our way all the way around, I guess. Oh, I must have messed up where I entered from. Whoops. Already getting lost. Oh, that's right. I have to go through this part, or I could go through the other end of the Wild Zone. All depending upon if I want to try to catch more things or not. I might see a cool Pokemon up here early. Oh, Flabébé. I'll take one of those. Because we need to actually collect those. Also, Bumblebee. Okay, apparently I was just standing still on the ladder, I guess. So let's use Ember. And try to catch this Flabébé. I would love to get it. Because it's a starter little fairy type, but it's not terrible. Especially when it starts evolving. I also don't know why I called it a starter. I meant to say it's kind of a weak fairy type. It's like a baby fairy type. Hopefully we get it. Yep, cool. We got it at half health. Perfect. So let's get this. Oh, there's an Abra up there. Hi. I'm gonna try to catch you. Okay, or not. Let's try to use Ember and then immediately try to throw a ball after. Perfect. This one's hard to catch, so I'm gonna have to keep trying. Otherwise, I think it could teleport away if I'm not mistaken. Luckily, you can attack and throw balls at almost the same time. So it makes it a little easier to try to catch it. Because I see it just drop to the yellow bar there, so now I got it. That's going to be a great psychic type to start with. I also need to check if some mystery gifts are available, because I know there's one that just came out that I need to grab my main account too. But there's another one around here. Or there's another one that was available previously that you're able to get a Ralts with Gardevoir items. But let me see if I can do this mechanic. No time to be sitting around. Okay, you cannot do a certain mechanic yet that we'll learn about later. So I guess we'll just go ahead and head back to the hotel. Make our way all the way along. So we're kind of high up. I think we're on the wrong side. Might be on the wrong side. Let me check. A little higher? Probably a little higher. Oh, but there is this over here, which they haven't taught us this yet, but it's a plant, so go ahead and light it on fire. And we can get Thunder Wave. Which isn't a bad move to have. It's good for lowering the speed of Pokemon so you can dodge easier, or so that you can hit them easier. Or more easily, I guess is the better English there. Oh, and there's another Bumblebee if we want to catch it. So it was on the other side here to get to the hotel. I'm just blind. So let's go all the way up again. And I guess we can just try to climb up here and go around. There we go. And we can get that if we want. I want to know what it is, so I'm just going to grab it. Also, this is how easily distracted I am in these kind of games, because I think I've been running around grabbing items for about 6 minutes. So, whoops. That's my bad. If I remember to cut it out, I'll probably cut it out. But I've also just been kind of yapping. So, let's go up. And I guess we do have to go to the Wild Zone. Never mind. So, oh, never mind. I was hoping I could just dive on through, and I forgot you can't just enter a Wild Zone like that. I was going to say I'll meet you guys back at the hotel, but we might get a chance to run into Pichu again. And if we can, then I would love to get it. Let's see if it respawns. Let's see if it's just a timer. And I don't see it. Do I have to wait until nighttime? No, I don't. Perfect. So let's go ahead and start trying to fight it. And then throw the ball at it immediately. Or miss entirely. Wow. Well, that's going to be fun. Trying to do that over and over and over. However, I guess I'm going to go ahead and cut us back to the hotel. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Oh, wait a second. Okay, so I'm cutting back early because I actually was trying to look up the spawn rate for the Pokemon, like how fast it takes for them to respawn. Apparently, the fastest way to do it is to do the fast travel, which we learn about later in the game. However, you can also just wait around for a minute or two, so I'm actually going to wait and try to get this Pichu, because apparently I keep forgetting I need to just throw a ball at it and just go for it, or try to do my attack and ball throw at the same time. So, I'm going to see you guys in a little bit, because apparently, yeah, I learned I can just wait here for the Pichu for a little bit, so I'm going to do that. Okay guys, we finally got it. Okay, so that took me a couple more attempts because I just kept trying to run at it for some reason. But yeah, we've captured every Pokemon in the Wild Zone 1, gained a lot of levels, and now we have a crown on it that shows that we've captured every Pokemon in that zone. So that's something really cool, and it's a great way to level up your research fast, because you can see we get 2 rewards. We get Mudshot, which is going to help, it's a nice range ground attack, and then we got Protect, which is going to help for protecting us, although I don't use it too often because it just feels like a waste of a turn sometimes. But the way the battle system works in this game, it kind of makes sense to have Protect sometimes, because sometimes you can't dodge a Pokemon. Does a lot of times, says sometimes. But anywho, we actually start getting the Fangs after the next 3 levels. So we get Thunder Fang, Fire Fang, and Ice Fang, which are super useful. And then you can also see all the requests here, which involves catching different types of Pokemon, winning Pokemon battles, filling out your Pokédex, and all that kind of stuff. And there's different tiers to it, so if you do the first catch 5 or catch 10, then the next one like catch 25, and then catch 50, and so on and so forth. But let's head on back into the Wild Zone over here, so we can make our way back to the hotel. I think we have to go and cut through here before we can do anything else. And I'm going to get rid of these rocks while I'm here. And I was going to cut us actually back to the hotel. I totally forgot about that. So we're actually going to go ahead and just walk our way over because it's not going to take that long to get there. Because there's a shortcut over here. I remember that we had those rocks because that was literally what was keeping us from going this way to go to the Poke Center, because we actually had to cut through a different area. So totally forgot about those, honestly. And there's also a couple other things we can check out. So there's something that I mentioned briefly, I think in episode 2, about, or I should have said last episode. I'm acting like this is a long Let's Play. I mean, it might end up being a long one because it is a pretty long set of missions and everything. But this thing will be something that I will be talking about later in the game, because that's part of why I would not want to live in Lumiose City. But let's go ahead and head into the hotel next time. So next time, Pokemon Legends ZA, now that we've filled out our Pokédex pretty good, and we've gotten some of our Pokemon, well, leveled up a little bit here, because we have a level 8 Bunnelby, level 6 Fletchling, Scatterbug evolves pretty early, Mareep is relatively early, Weedle obviously is a bug type, is also pretty early, but we have the start of being able to choose what kind of team we're going to do, so we can actually look at our boxes, and I know I want to use Pichu. Well, Pikachu can be pretty good as an electric type starting off, but I like Mareep as well. So I know I want Abra for the psychic stuff, but I also want to make sure I'm evolving my Pokemon. So I'll try to decide a team in between episodes, otherwise we're just going to keep it as it is right here, and probably just work on evolving Pokemon and swapping them out as I get to like my ideal team, I guess. But anywho, next time Pokemon Legends ZA, we'll head on into Hotel Z and see what Tawny needs to talk about since we're done smashing boulders. So if you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like. If you want to see more content like this, consider subscribing. And as always, this has been Pendragon, and I'll see you guys next time.